From picture books that celebrate family to award-winning novels that inspire young adults, our next guest has spent more than 2 decades creating stories that help young readers see themselves and others in meaningful ways. Here to tell us more is Denton-based author and best-selling and award-winning writer Cynthia Leitich. Smith, good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you.
I am so excited to have you here because you got some pretty fabulous books indeed right here. And so before we get to this, I would love for you to tell us what inspired you to start writing. How did you know this was a career you could really pour yourself into?
When I thought about what made the biggest difference to me coming up, other than my best beloveds, the family, the ones always there, it was really the pages of books. I would walk into a library or bookstore and I felt like I belonged. Even though my family didn't travel much, we were on a mac and cheese and bologna on white bread budget. In the pages of books, I could go to New York, I could visit the art museums, I could travel across galaxies and into new worlds, and that just fascinated me.
Oh my goodness. So the imagination is where it really started, and you wanted to see that in others. And so tell me, let's start with the children's book first.
Absolutely.
Here comes the aunties. I love the title. Here come the aunties. Tell me, why aunties? Why do you want to dabble in this space right here?
First of all, aunties deserve all the love.
They do.
All the respect. I was an auntie's girl. I'm a proud auntie today. And when you think about aunties, yes, it's sisters of mom and dad, grandmas and grandpas, but there are also honorary aunties.
Yes.
Mom's best friend from high school, that might be your auntie. And you best show some respect by putting that honorific on her name.
Yes.
These are the people who are here for you through all stages of life in little and unexpected ways, and sometimes they make all the difference.
You know what? I'm so glad that you said that, because me personally, I don't have any biological siblings, and so I biologically will never be anyone's aunt, but I already have a few nieces and nephews, and that title, it means so, you're so right, it holds a heavy weight to the person that actually gets to be the auntie. And so the book peeks into a little bit about love and the culture of Indigenous people. So tell me a little bit more about why you wanted to dive into that space as well and make sure that representation was there, because you can tell even on the cover of the book.
Oh,
you can find someone that looks like you.
Absolutely. I'm a citizen of the Muskogee Nation. I'm Muskogee on my mama's side. We are the, I believe, 5th biggest tribe, over 100,000 strong, based in Okmulgee, Oklahoma. And I often think that when folks are reflecting on Native people, an image of the past comes to mind, but we're also people of today. We are people of the present and, of course, the future.
Yes.
And so I wanted to show some of the everyday young heroes from Native communities who are being loved up by their elders, by their big siblings, and really how they define their own lives on their own terms.
Can I ask you, when you see children then learning about your culture, does it spark almost something in you of just gratitude to be able to teach them something that maybe they don't come across in a school textbook?
When I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of discussion about Native people in the classroom. I think we would touch on Sacagawea and possibly Pocahontas. But what we're doing now is really rooting stories of kids who are growing up, and the threads of culture are intertwined in their lives like a braid of love and support.
I love that. Can I just say, like a braid of love and support? That's a really good saying, can I first say?
I am a writer, so I do my best.
Let's talk about the illustrations inside as well.
Oh,
how
please,
you worked with Alfondra. I always say her name wrong. Am I saying it right?
Aflandra.
Aflandra.
Aren't they adorable?
Illustrations in this, you guys. I mean, absolutely incredible. Did you guys work together? How did it come together?
The way that it works is that the editor and the art director work together, and then they send the art back and forth so we can check it to make sure that it's accurate to the plays.
Wow.
A big chunk of there's a spread there on Lake Tinkeller, which is someplace that I grew up fishing on my great-grandpa's pontoon boat. So I wanted to reflect the best spots, and just make sure that for the kids who are being reflected in terms of their immediate community, it all rings true.
Exactly.
It's a window that has real substance and a sense of place behind it that resonates.
Okay, let's move on to the teens then, because that is the mind space that you're in, where you're really developing into the person that you want to be. And a lot of that can come from, like you were just talking about, imagination. And so what went into Legendary Fry Bread Drive-In? That is quite a title as well.
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
But it's so good.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Aunties is for your littles, your picture book readers. Legendary Fry Bread Drive-In, you're talking more your middle school and high school students. teens. Legendary Fry Bread Drive-In is essentially a destination. We're talking 17 stories in which the hero of each has some sort of a coming of age problem. Maybe you're had a falling out with your brother, or you're grieving the loss of a grandparent, or you've been given this big responsibility and it feels overwhelming. Well, you go down the dirt road and there it is, that neon sign in the distance. You come around the corner in the city and suddenly you see it. You smell the fry bread. It beckons. And when you get there, when you reach the drive-in, you're going to find loving elders, legendary grandparents, warm food, music, love, community, hope, and healing.
Fellowship, a safe space.
Yes, these are stories about kids who are going through the kinds of challenges that everyone does as a teenager. And what in this case is the key to them resolving those is community, is feeling like they belong. The decision won't be made for them. It's not an after-school special, but they'll gain there the love and confidence they need to move forward in a healthy way.
This is so relatable as well. It's nice to hear, okay, I'm not just going through this, but someone else is going through it as well. And that puts perspective. And I think it says, okay, I can keep a positive mindset and everything is going to be okay. Is that why you wanted to also write for teens as well? Or
I think that it's hard to be a teen.
It is.
You know, you talk to a lot of people and they will say, I survived junior high,
yes,
right?
So true.
So if we can throw out some life preservers in the form of a book that they can grab onto, that they can see themselves in, that they can find a character they relate to, and hope for the future, that really means something in today's world.
Yes, it does indeed. What can we expect from you? Because these are two incredible books, but I'm sure you've got things in the works going forward. Anything we can expect from you on the shelves?
Always. But coming up, I'm actually going to do a companion book. It will be Here Come the Grandmas.
Oh!
September 8th in your bookstores, in your libraries. Pre-order it now.
I love it. And you know what? I'm so glad that it's only a month and some change away, which is
Coming
so exciting.
soon.
You guys check out these books right here. And then September 8th, like you said, Here Come the Grandmas. Cynthia, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.